But I want to speak primarily about the provision in this amendment, which will become the bill, which allows for the release from jail of people who are convicted of repeated DUI crimes. The chairman of Judiciary Committee pointed out that the interlock device is in this amendment. I think that we all believe that that's a good idea. We know that groups such as MAD support that interlock device. It makes good sense. And I know that they were up here, those folks were here a couple times in recent weeks, asking us to support the interlock device. But I wonder how many of them knew that part of the deal was that we would also let prisoners go from jail. People sentenced to 1 or 2 or 3 years in prison because they've had many, many DUI cases. I wonder how many of those members know that we're going to allow them to be released from jail after serving no time whatsoever. Do they know that? Do the rank and file members of that group know that? Typically, they get involved in such a group because of a tragedy that happened to somebody in their family or a friend. Horrible cases. Do those people, do they believe that we should not be punishing people who commit multiple, repeated DUI cases? Shouldn't those people be punished? Shouldn't we have deterrence? Should we get rid of all jail sentences for those who commit multiple, repeated DUI cases? What this amendment says is that the Department of Corrections Commissioner, the DOC Commissioner, would have the power to let these people go of his own volition. All of that massive power shift to this one man, this commissioner, who, despite whatever a judge might say, despite what the sentence that the judge gave, despite what the prosecutor wants in the case, despite how many times that individual person has driven while intoxicated and been convicted of it, this one commissioner would have the power to let that person go without serving any jail time at all. Did the people of Connecticut know that that's what this is going to be? Did they support that? I know the people of my district don't know that. I'm sure they don't support that. I'm sure if we did a poll and asked the people of Connecticut, do you think that we should get rid of jail sentences for people who are convicted many, many times of DUI cases? I'm sure the people of Connecticut don't support their release from jail. I said the other day that I thought it sent a terrible signal to people in Connecticut and also around the country. More than that, it's an invitation. We're sending an invitation to those people who already have convictions in other states of many DUIs. If you come to Connecticut, you may not have to serve any jail time at all if you get arrested one more time for DUI. It's not only a signal, it's an invitation. Come here. This is the place you want to drink and drive after you've been convicted, especially. Come here, because you may not serve any jail time whatsoever. And as I said the other day, what incentive does a person who is faced with a charge of DUI after having several convictions in Connecticut or any other state, what incentive do they have to ever plead guilty? I'll tell you, they have no incentive. A defense attorney would be doing a disservice to their client by not telling them, you better go to trial because you really don't have anything to lose. If you win your case, you're going to walk out the door. If you lose your case, you're not going to go to jail either. It would clog up the courts. There would be no incentive to take a plea bargain that involved jail time. You would take your case to trial because of this provision. And let us not take refuge in this idea that MAD supports this. MAD supports the interlock device. I'm quite sure that every single member, all the people who were here, they were serving ice cream downstairs. They were asking us about the interlock device. I'm sure they all like that interlock device. So do we. So do the people of Connecticut. So do the people of our districts. Interlock device, great idea. Letting these people go without serving jail time, bad idea. And they're not even aware of it. The leadership may be aware of it. The leadership of that group may think it's a good idea to not have these people go to jail. Multiple DUI cases. But I bet the rank and file don't know about it. And if they did, I bet you they don't support it. Let's not take refuge in that concept that they were involved, because the rank and file of that group and the average voter, I'm quite sure, does not think it's a good idea to let a person go after being convicted of many DUI cases. It's terrible public policy, and for that reason, as well as the other reasons cited by the minority leader, I will be opposing this amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.